How's it going, everyone? Buck up in far north Queensland in Australia if you're watching from overseas. If you're watching over in America, welcome. I'm going to do a reaction today to the most athletic plays in the NFL. I've watched the start of this, probably the first two, and I thought, yep, this is the clip. It's hard to try and get a clip that's just full of action and that type of stuff and not so many ads. So I come from a rugby background. I live in Queensland in Australia, and the big game here in Queensland is rugby league. If you're over in America, there are two forms of rugby, guys, rugby union and rugby league, totally different games. For you guys, it'd be very similar, and there are a lot of similar things. Rugby union's got a lot more bullshit little rules to it, I think, than rugby league's a simpler game to pick up, I think. And I'd have to say in Queensland, rugby league certainly, and New South Wales, rugby league's a bigger game. There is another game here in Australia we play, Australian rules football, which is absolutely nothing like rugby league or rugby union. It's a totally different game, mainly played by the southern states, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, and over at in Western Australia. Rugby league and rugby union are fairly big in Queensland and New South Wales. A lot of rivalry between those two. Now, listen, I don't mind watching the NFL. I'm not a fan of watching the whole game. I think it goes for too long. Goes for an hour-long game, seems to stretch out to 3 hours. I don't know how you do that. To me, American football is a bit too stop and start. I love watching the highlights. I get the game is very it's like a game of chess, guys. You're setting up for your next play, and you're always thinking 3 or 4 moves ahead, and it's a very tactical sort of game. Rugby league is in a way as well, but I find both forms of rugby a bit more free-flowing and a bit quicker. Okay, we do have 2 40-minute halves, and 40 minutes goes for about 40 minutes. There's a little bit of stoppage there, but not as much as American football. But I'll take my hat off to the American guys over there in the NFL. They are absolute professionals. And the other big difference too is in rugby, guys, you're on the field, you have to attack and defend. In the NFL, you specialize in just one position, whereas in rugby, you have to specialize at running the football, at tackling, at kicking. You specialize in a bit of everything. So you're like a jack of all trades, we call it, whereas in the NFL, you've got an assigned position and you specialize in that position. And that is why they are so very good at it. Everyone's heard of Tom Brady down here in Australia, and we know what a fantastic quarterback Tom Brady was. 7 NFL rings, premiership rings, absolutely incredible. And that guy could put that ball on a dime. He was incredible. Patrick Mahomes and the rest of them. If you're wondering why I got a 49ers hat on, I'm a 49ers fan. I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic, but I started getting on the bandwagon when one of our rugby league players went to America and he got a gig with the San Francisco 49ers, and his name was Jared Hayne. Jared was a very, very good rugby league player here in Australia. He played in the NRL, National Rugby League, for a team called the Parramatta Eels, who are one of the big teams in the NRL here. He also played for his state, New South Wales, in the state of origin between New South Wales and Queensland, and he also wore the green and gold. He was a kangaroo and played for Australia. Fantastic player in his day. Unfortunately, after Jared came back from America, and he came back from America with a cloud over his head, he is currently in prison, guys. He got charged with sexual assault, rape, whatever you want to call it, and is currently in prison. We won't go there. It was a bit disappointing. But anyway, he went all right. For a rugby league guy who'd never played NFL before, he got into the 53-man roster of the San Francisco 49ers, and he did okay. I thought he did very well. And I got on the bandwagon with the 49ers. I think the 49ers punter, Mitch Wisnowski, I think his name is, he's from an Aussie rules, Australian rules football background. I think he's originally from Western Australia. Don't quote me on that. He's from an Aussie rules, and he's the punter for the San Francisco 49ers, and very good one at that. There's a couple of Aussies playing over there that are punters, and they come from an Australian rules football, which is a lot more kicking than in rugby. And another guy that's over there from a rugby league background, Jordan Mailata, I think his name is, from the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's a big name over there now and done very well for himself. Used to play in the under-20s, I believe, for the South Sydney Rabbitohs in rugby league. He didn't get it into the big grades in rugby league, and he went over to America and he's made it into the big time, and he's like one of the big boppers for the Philadelphia Eagles and earning a shitload of money, and good on him. He's a big unit too. But anyway, what I'll do is going to react to my hat here was sent to me by my good mate Mark Burleyan from Toronto in Canada. I was slacking, thanks mate. I still wear it, and he sent me the t-shirt as well. Mount Louise Lake. We've got a Mount Louisa near where I live, Lake Louise, Canada. So I've got my Canadian stuff on today, and Mark sent me over the San Francisco 49ers cap because he knew I go for the 49ers. We just got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's gone to the Las Vegas Raiders or something. I think Jimmy's gone there. Trey, someone. Yeah, as I said, I'm not right up on it at the moment. The season's about to start in the NFL, so I'll probably get in and start learning who's playing for the 49ers and who we've lost. I don't really follow it in the off-season. Right, I'll stop jibber-jabbering, guys, and we'll get in and watch this clip, eh? I'm going to, I've got it ready to go. Share me screen. NFL most athletic plays of all time. I'll maximise the screen there, and we'll get into it, eh?
Luck throws it back to Ballard. Ballard leaps for the end zone. Touchdown.
So that there, in the NFL, that is a touchdown. He got the ball over the line. In rugby, that would have been, we call a touchdown, a try, okay? In rugby, that would have been no try. You've got to actually get the ball on the ground over the line. So that would have been no try. He would have been put into touch and the opposition would have got the ball there. There are a lot of similarities between NFL and the NRL or rugby league. In rugby league, that would have been a no try. But I know you only have to get the ball across the line in the air for it to be a touchdown. In our game, you've got to plant it on the ground.
Wide open, man.
That's ridiculous. That is just showing off. Unbelievable. Just the bloody how athletic these guys are. Was he the wide receiver, I'd say there. Absolutely ridiculous. But what happens if he does that, everyone, and someone takes his legs in the air? Are you allowed to tackle in rugby league? If someone's off the ground, say they put a ball up for the fullback to catch or the punt returner, and you go in the air, you're not allowed to tackle a player in the air in rugby league if they're taking a thing. But what's the rule there? I know he just jumped straight over old mate, but if old mate got up and flipped him like that and he lands on his head and breaks his neck, is the tackler at fault or is the offensive player at fault there? That is just incredible. I want to look, what's that again? That was unbelievable.
Wide open, man. Flicked into the end zone by Jerome.
So the defensive player there, he's actually has tried to put the shoulder into old mate, and he's from the Cincinnati Bengals by the looks there, going by his helmet, the old Tiger helmet. And I'm trying to think of who that bloody – I'll think of him. I know that team. Arizona Cardinals, isn't it? That's an incredible – look at that. Simpson. He must have done gymnastics at school or something. I've seen a few tries, I was going to say, touchdowns scored like this.
Simpson, oh, goodness.
Wow,
Give to McCaffrey. Trying to get around the right side. He does. McCaffrey leaps. End zone. Oh, touchdown.
Jesus, potential for blokes to break their neck doing this, isn't there? Luckily, they land on their backside or their feet. Imagine landing on your neck and getting broken neck, guys. But anyway, these guys don't hold back. They go for the touchdown at no matter what the cost.
flip here to Ayuk, the rookie from Arizona State, and he'll bust it inside the 20 and the 10. And look at that! He loses way.
There's the 49ers there. This bloke must have been a hurdler at school. Let's watch that one again. Gee, he didn't bounce out, he just hurdled him.
Arizona State, and he'll bust it inside the 20 and the 10. And look at that! He loses way into the end zone.
Oh, yeah, high
Marcus Epps.
With protection wide open is Donald Driver. And he pitches it all, gets away, and is into the end zone.
That was just guts and determination against the 49ers. That was just guts and determination. I don't know. Who's that team? I didn't even look at who the offensive team.
Touchdown for Driver.
End zone. Intercepted. Stepping in front, Brent Grimes.
That wide receiver there probably thought, I'm going to get a touchdown here, and old mate's done the intercept, we call it in rugby league. I don't know if you call it. They call it a pick, I think, in the NFL. We call it just an intercept. That was amazing how high he got off the ground then.
Zone by McDougal, and now Seattle with Carson. Oh, my goodness, he landed on his feet. He's still up. That was insane.
We'll get rid of this ad.
Experience the satisfying indulgence of freshly rooked.
3rd and 5.
So he was allowed to keep running there. I know when you get tackled and you hit the ground, that's the end of the play. But that guy's flipped over, landed on his feet. So if you land on your feet, you must be able to play on. If he landed off his feet, it's probably deemed a tackle then, or a down, or whatever you call it. But once again, boy, oh boy, there's so much potential for things to turn to shit there and someone to land the wrong way and break their neck. As I said, I know a lot of NFL go, oh, rugby's a tough game. You don't wear helmets and you don't wear shoulder pads, and we don't go doing flips like this either. This has got a lot of dangers to it too, this game.
Heineke in trouble again. He's able to escape. Keeps the play alive.
That's one big difference between rugby and the NFL guys. Both forms of rugby. We're not allowed to have blockers and all that. They call it a shepherd. So if you've got the ball, you can't use your own men to run behind to impede the defensive players. You'll get a penalty against you. In this game, the whole team just tries to form a barrier to protect the runner. So that's one big difference between rugby league and union and the NFL, is that in rugby, both forms of rugby, you can't run behind your own players and impede the defenders. You can run behind your own players as long as it doesn't impede a defender.
Runs for the first down, dives for the pylon. Is he in? Is he in? Yes.
See, no try in rugby. That was no try. He would have had to have got that ball in the in goal on the ground. So your body can be in the air and can take the corner post, but you've got to get that ball down on the ground. And some of our wingers, wide receivers in your game, some of our wingers are very athletic as well. And they just dive like 6 foot in the air and their feet go up and they reach down and get that ball on the ground. And a lot of our wingers train to do that now. That in league, that would have been no, but he got that ball over the line and it was a touchdown.
Turn the Browns over 3 times. Antonio Brown! He is a one-man wrecking crew! Touchdown!
That's just showing off. Who's that? Antonio? No, that's not the Packers. That's the Cleveland Browns, is it? Antonio Brown? And is that the Buccaneers, the other team? They all tricking me with their jerseys there. This bloke's just showing off now.
Steelers! Oh! And the somersault!
Right. Incredible.
To boot.
3rd and 8. Can the Steelers defense get off the field? Garner.
Oh.
No. What a move by Charlie Gardner. Holy cow, what a run. 40. 30.
Yeah. Nice work. That was very, very good footwork there, and that's very similar to rugby league. Some of our smaller guys, we have forwards and backs. Our forwards are the big guys who punch it up the middle, and our backs are the smaller, faster, zippier guys who will, when the forwards start getting tired, the little fellas come into their own and they start doing stuff like that, sidestepping, and the big fellas, when they start getting fatigued, have trouble catching them, because in our game, you stay on the field. We don't have an offensive team and a defensive team. Our players just stay on there. They can be subbed off. You can get about 8 substitutes in the 80 minutes, guys. But some of the big fellas, after a while, they start puffing out because they're going non-stop, and that's where the little fellas come in and start running rings around them. Exactly what that fella did then. Good footwork.
You gotta
get it go. Allen steps up. Jumps over the...
That's just crazy, isn't it? In rugby league, once again, I think you get pulled up. If you tried to do that in rugby league when you're running with a ball and start hurdling people on that, or starting to bounce over, you'd probably get penalised for, raising your knee or endangering, because we don't wear helmets and that, guy. So you can't have people starting to bloody throw their feet and their knees in the air and all that. Once again, another big difference to the thing. If you did try to do that in rugby league, I think you get penalised if you were the guy with the ball.
Defenders to pick up the first. Now, how many quarterbacks have you ever seen hurdle anyone?
Has anyone seen Tom Brady do that? Tom Brady must have been the slowest quarterback in history. He was the best. He was the best at throwing, but when it come to running and being very athletic, Tom Brady wasn't up there at all. I've never seen Tom Brady do that. That's pretty good there.
Little Rocky Mountain Thunder, and then the throw underneath the Hall. Oh, look at him, like a cat. Now it's in the clear. Oh no, what a brilliant play again. That was artistry, Eddie.
They handle the rush this time. Brady going for Randy Moss in the end zone.
That's classic of Brady, isn't it? As soon as I went to this clip, I like, that's Tom Brady for the Patriots there. That guy was unbelievable. He could put that ball on a dime. But this guy here, number 81, he did well there. He had 3 guys around him, and he still managed to get that ball.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, one-hand catch. Unbelievable.
Rookie Greg Toller. Here's Bush on 1st and 10 from the Cardinals 46. He stays on his feet. Spectacular run by Bush. And Reggie Bush takes it all the way for another Saints touchdown.
Going deep. Holy moly, that's Antonio Freeman.
Wow, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
Brady firing deep for Brown. Oh, another great play by Terrell.
Wow, that was basically he's just saved a touchdown there, I think, didn't he? That's the Buccaneers I'm tipping there when Brady was with the Buccaneers. And if the defensive guy here doesn't get his hand to this ball, she's going to be a touchdown for the Buccaneers.
Firing deep for Brown. Oh, another great play by Terrell.
Yeah, good save.
It's a 2nd down and 3. Jackson takes it himself. Look at him dart back and forth. Oh!
That's what they do well in this game. And I've seen a few people start doing in rugby league is when they spin their whole body around. And I'll tell you what, it works really well in this game. I've seen a few rugby league players do that, and they're starting to do it a bit more, and it works well.
Oh, he broke his ankles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown. He is Houdini.
That must take some practice to do that. That 360 spin when you're already on the move. That must take a lot of practice. And as I said, very athletic to be able to do that. And it just puts when they spin, it just puts the defenders off, doesn't it? The defenders go in for a tackle, and the guy spins, and all their efforts channeled there. And next thing you know, he's not there; he's over here, and it works very well. Oh, by the way,
the World of Warships dealership is opening its doors and launching the trade-in.
Bad.
And they run it. Barber better be careful. They've got him in the end zone. Asani Samuel has a shot. Now Green, how does he escape?
Oh.
Unbelievable run by Marion Barber to save 2 points.
There's a flag.
Yeah, that was just determination to get out of his own in goal then, wasn't it? And similar to rugby league, you can't get caught in your own in goal with a ball. Otherwise, you've got to do a dropout from between the posts and the opposition get the ball for another 6 tackles. So, yeah, that was just good determination to get out. Well done.
Thrown. Rogers going to the line. Now you got another flag thrown downfield. So one at the outside and now another one on the near side of the field. So you had 3 different flags.
Crowd silent.
Surely that wasn't a touchdown. Surely when he hit the ground, that would have been the end of the play. He got up and went over as if to say, is that a touchdown? I'm sure that would have been not awarded, but just an incredible throw by Aaron Rodgers, who seems to have the last surname as me, Rodgers, R-O-D-G. He's got a D in there as well, spelled exactly the same. Who knows? We could be long-lost cousins, me and Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, that take from the wide receiver was incredible.
Now, as opposed to when the Saints have the ball. Oh, look at this run.
What a thing. What a thing.
Still on his feet. Has blockers now. He's dancing his way to the touchdown.
Runs through Sharper, runs through Adele, runs through Jabari Greer. Get off me, he says to Tracy Porter.
That Lynch for the Seahawks, he was renowned for bustling runs like that. I forget his first name now, but he was just like a bloody combat wombat. He just built low to the ground and just all muscle like a wombat. And, geez, I had trouble bringing him down there. He used to do runs like that all the time. Marshawn Lynch, I think his name was. Don't quote me on that. But that was a great run, but it was also poor defence. I'll tell you what, the defensive coach would have been tearing those blokes a new arsehole when they got off the field for that poor defence there.
I mean, they ought to just go to their homes. Sanders still on his feet, and Sanders is gone.
The defensive team there seem to get in each other's way. Sometimes they have too many go into the tackle, and this has happened a few times on this clip. Too many defenders going into the tackle, and they all crash into each other, and the guy with the ball seems to pop out the other end, and all the defensive players are lying on the ground. Rugby league again, guys, one of the best ways to tackle, 1 low, 1 high. 2 into a tackle. Sometimes you might put 3 in, but the best way is get 1 low, 1 over the top to wrap the ball up so they can't offload the ball. And they're getting in each other's way here.
Watson, pressure off the edge. Watson survives it and then checks down to Jones. Jones inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10-yard line. Taiwan Jones. Deshaun Watson, magical.
Rob Taylor. Gonna go deep down the far sideline. It is incomplete off the fingertips of Zay Jones.
No.
Here's Hilton blitzing off on the far sideline. It is incomplete off the fingertips of Zay Jones.
No, bullshit. No way. No way that was real. That was like that moon landing. Anyone see the moon landing, Apollo 15 or whatever it was, when the guy gets up off the ground and it's like the film's in reverse? I don't know. That was a bit suspect there. Surely not. Let's watch it again. He can't spring up off the ground like that. It's like he's defying gravity.
Go deep down.
I'll tell you what, it was a good attempt at catching the ball.
Far sideline, it is incomplete off the fingertips of Zay Jones.
It was like he's a feather. He just got up like, I don't know. That was just incredible. Boy, oh boy. Look, that's what made me think it was fake. When you see it in slow motion, you think, oh, that's just the camera in reverse. But he did it in one more go. Tell me in the comment section, is it fair dinkum or is it bullshit? Must be fair dinkum, eh?
Sideline, it is incomplete off the fingertips of Zay Jones.
That's
Here's Hilton blitzing off The slot again. Pass for Hopkins. Oh, my goodness. Did he catch that? Did he catch that? That's the touchdown catch of the year if that's good.
Now, that was a good catch. Did he get both his feet on the ground? I know when you take the ball in the end zone, you have to get both 1 foot, then 2 foot. You've got to put both toes or both feet on the ground. I don't know if he – let's have another quick look at that one. I know some of the rules, guys. I'm not au fait on all of the rules in the NFL, but I know the basics. But I do know that when the wide receiver or whatever catches the ball in the end zone, he's got to plant both his feet before he goes out. Let's have another look.
Did he catch that? Did he catch that? That's the touchdown catch of the year if that's good.
No, I don't know.
Looks.
That was a no touchdown. We won't know the result of that. If anyone knows what the result of that was and remembers it, was it awarded a touchdown? It was a brilliant catch. Don't know if he got both his feet down. You got to have, like, he got both his feet down, but he didn't have the ball. You've got to wait till he's got the ball in his hand or hands, and then you've got to get your feet down.
Takes off. He can run with it. Allen reaches for the pylon. And I think he has it. Wait for a signal.
Yeah, big difference there. He would have been into touch in my game. But, yeah, they probably got the camera going straight across the goal line. And if that ball goes an inch over that thing, it's a touchdown. That's all they need to do is get it across to break that line.
Flag is out. Tannehill will throw down the field. Off the helmet, Julio Jones.
Now, that came off that guy's helmet. When a ball bounces off someone's head in rugby league, they call it a falcon. I don't know where that terminology, but sometimes you'll see a bloke will go up to catch it and he loses sight of the ball and it goes in, bonks on his head. And when it hits someone in the head, it's play on like it would have been there. So we call it a falcon. Do you call it a falcon over in the States?
Is it? And let's see. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Geez, I don't know. I think he got both his feet down before he went into touch then.
Close to the end zone.
Oh.
What a grab by Bowen.
One-hander.
Touchdown.
Oh. How good.
There's a place where locals help locals make the most of technology, whether it's at home, on the go, or in business. We'll help you stay connected. Chat with our local experts today.
Hey guys, I've got to play it all the way through. It's the way it is. Hopefully it's only sorry. Here we go.
Pocket collapsing, Ryan rolling, looking, just going to throw it deep for Jones, double coverage. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown! And rush, Manning still gets pressure. Now there's Barkley again. A first down, leaping over.
These bloody over-the-head things, I'll tell you what, they're asking for trouble doing that. They really are. And that's the thing. You've got to get to that. You've got to get your first down. You've got to make 10 yards. And that might be the difference between handing the ball over or having to punt the ball and actually starting your 4 downs again. And that leap over and getting that extra meter or so could be the difference.
People, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. How high in the air was he then? Just ridiculous. He's not a small guy. He's a big lad. Look at the athleticism on him.
Well,
is that a word, athleticism?
Here. There's Stafford, who took a hit firing for the end zone.
See that all the time. The receiver, he got 3 guys around him, and he comes up with a ball. Just incredible, eh? How they can come down with it. Those 3 guys there, 3-on-1, and he still come up with a ball in the end goal. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Calvin Johnson.
And the ball off the Hunt.
Where is it?
There he is. Traffic, and then somehow the ball winds up back in Hunt's hands. And he goes all the way down to the 5-yard line. Breaks out of a Dre Kirkpatrick tackle.
Kansas City Chiefs against the Bengals there. That was bloody determination as well, wasn't it? You see, this is probably back in the, I don't know, it could be late 70s, could be even back in the 80s, this one. She's an old film.
Vic in trouble, escapes.
He gets away.
Still
Quarterback still got it.
Looks for
the run.
And he'll pick up a first down on 4th and 15.
I love seeing the quarterbacks have a run, eh? I used to laugh when Brady would go for a run, and I reckon I can even run faster than Tom Brady. God, he was slow compared to the rest of them.
And this time he lost.
Oh, he looked at
Picked off at the goal line. That's Buda Baker. Buda Baker out in front. Metcalf track him down, and he chased him down. And he does.
He did. He got him. Good chase. Good defensive chase there. I thought that guy was going to go for a touchdown. That's bloody good work. You never give up when you're chasing someone to the try line or the in goal. You never give up when you're a defender. You chase the whole way. Keep the pressure on them. You'll find because we have to put the ball down, you'll even see guys get over the try line, we call it. And as they're putting the ball down, the defender will come in and knock the ball out. They keep chasing, they'll knock that ball out and try and knock the ball loose before they get it on the ground. As I said, we have to get the ball on the ground, not just over the line. That was a great chase.
Save a touchdown.
But watch the play.
Good. Look at this.
By DK
Well
Metcalf.
done.
He
Good
is
chase.
flying down the field. Baker thinks he's going to walk into the end zone.
Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. It was a flag. Beckham, one-handed catch. How in the world? Oh, my goodness.
Beckham Jr., he was a freak. Odell Beckham Jr., he was an absolute freak at this. There's a flag coming in, so there's a penalty coming, hopefully not for the offensive team. But that Odell Beckham Jr., I might do a reaction to him because some of his one-handed takes are freakish. He was an absolute freak.
Two, play fake. Ryan, all kinds of time going deep. Julio Jones, he caught it.
Yeah.
He was just trying to prevent an interception, and he caught it. Wow.
Did he catch it? I don't know. I thought they'd hit the ground, but maybe not.
Stafford throws, and it's complete to Golden Tate.
Oh, no, you get away.
First down and dives through the end zone for
no
a
way.
Lions touchdown.
With an average return of 8.89% per annum for the past 39 years, it's good to know that your money is working hard too. CBUS Super, making hard work pay off.
For your chance to win a Smeg toaster and kettle kit, buy any participating Ferrero boxed chocolate product today.
There's YouTube, don't they? They just bombard everything with ads. Absolutely bombard everything with ads.
Out of the way, it's Gore. Tiptoes, touchdown. Reached out across the pylon.
No.
And the official is standing right there.
Yeah.
Hold on for dear life, and they've caught him a few times. Play action, Ryan throws, middle of the field, and wow, what a catch.
Boy. Look at this. Oh, unbelievable, isn't it? There's just they got no fear. They just don't worry about their own safety. That all they concentrate is just catching that ball, and they don't care. They catch the ball, and then what happens afterwards. They just hope they land the right way. Unbelievable. Philadelphia, is that the Atlanta Falcons, sorry. Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. There's too many bird teams. I get mixed up between not the Patriots. The Cardinals and the Eagles, and I think there's another bloody bird on the helmet. I get mixed up, but that's the Atlanta Falcons, that one. Remember the Atlanta Falcons played, was it New England Patriots, and they were ahead by a mile in the Super Bowl, and they choked, and Tom Brady and the Patriots came back and beat them. That was the Atlanta Falcons. They took their foot off at halftime. They thought they had the Super Bowl, and the Patriots came back and mowed them down. That was only a few years ago.
Jones gets flipped and hangs on.
Oh, he did.
Backfield.
Jesus, that could be a broken neck, guys. That is one of the dangerous parts of this game is just the awkward positions they get themselves in because they leave the ground so high. They got shoulder pads and helmets and that, but that doesn't save your neck.
Newton on the quarterback draw, diving into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, see, in rugby league, you get penalised for doing that, for putting the defensive players lifting your knees and your feet and that, putting the defensive players at risk. When you're running in rugby league or rugby union, not allowed to lift your knees high so that they make contact with someone's head.
We saw that against the Jets last week.
3rd and 8. Carr looking for it all. The rainbow.
Oh, intercept.
Snared for the interception.
Oh, one-handed. Wow, that was unbelievable. That would have been a touchdown, and not only did he prevent a touchdown, he's caught the ball and got the ball for his team. Well done. One-handed as well.
To throw.
That's the other thing too. If you're watching in America, a rugby league ball, I've got one out in the shed. I should have brought in. A rugby league ball is quite a deal larger than what a gridiron ball is or an NFL ball. A rugby league ball is, I don't know, maybe another half as big again. Okay, and you can't really. That's why we pass like that in rugby. You don't pass like that because the ball's just too big to grip one hand. If you've got a big hand, I guess you could do it. Yeah, but it's quite good. My young nephew, Nutty, he's got an NFL ball. And when I go down to Townsville, we quite often go out in the front yard and have a throw. It's good fun, isn't it, doing a few Tom Brady's in the front yard? And I know every kid that probably goes through school in America wants to be a quarterback. They want to be like Tom Brady because that seems to be the position where you get the ball the most and you get to throw the ball. So, but it's not everyone's cut out for it.
Nobody open. Now McKissick pops free, and he found him. McKissick runs through the tackle, down the sideline. McKissick going in.
That's into touch by about 3 meters, but he just got that ball. The ball crossed that line, and that'll be a touchdown.
Airborne, J.D. McKissick.
Hurt himself too by the looks of it.
Soaring to the goal line, and he's out of bounds.
So Washington Redskins or the Washington, what are they called now? The Washington Commanders or something? I read something the other day. They're trying to get the Washington Redskins, that name, to come back. Some people say it's racist and whatever, but a lot of people are saying that there's a big push to get the Washington NFL team called the Redskins again. Wonder if it'll happen.
Inside the 1.
On 2nd and 8, off the play fake, has some running room. Inside the 30, inside the 20, Vic into the end zone.
See those two defenders there, they collided. Probably would have been better just the fullback or whatever he's called there, going for the tackle there. That once again, the defenders getting in each other's way, and he went straight through them.
Falcons win in overtime.
Wow.
And off to Forte. And Forte picks up another first down and more.
Who's that? Chicago Bears, isn't it? With the ball.
He is inside the 10 and will take it in for a Bears touchdown.
Yeah, it is.
32 yards.
Yeah, nice footwork. Nice footwork. See a lot of that in rugby as well. The smaller guys coming off the right or the left foot and dodging the big fellas.
And a pass. And a one-handed grab by...
You see that all the time. Every game you watch, you'll see these wide receivers or the receivers doing these one-handed spectacular catches. Just incredible.
Landry! What a play! Jarvis Landry!
Yeah.
For Tampa Bay and going deep and making the catches, Jones.
So, I don't know how you give that a touchdown, but it was.
Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. His second of the game.
So before he touched the ground on the outside, the ball was over the goal line or the try line.
Starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that in.
Once again, all the defenders getting in each other's way. Is this Lynch again? No. I can't even see what. Oh, that's the Tennessee Titans, is it? That's the Titans there with the ball, so it's not Lynch.
20 more. Derrick Henry still going.
I've heard of him, Henry. He's another one who can do these big bustling runs, Henry. Getting
stays in bounds. He might go. 90.
We were taught in rugby league when you're a kid, a lot of the times when you're in the junior grades, you'll be playing against kids that were a lot bigger than you. And the coach would always say, don't take the big fellas up high. They'll just palm you off and keep going. You've got to go low and take their legs. And this was a classic example of not going low on someone. We'll go back a bit, and watch it. They went high and he just swatted them off like flies. You've got to hit him around the legs. Look at the size. He's got legs on him like tree trunks, but no one went low on him. Let's have another look. It's a good run.
Plenty more. Derrick Henry still going.
Yeah, goes high. What's this?
Stays in bounds.
High again.
He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
This fella. Oh, another ad. Unbelievable.
It's like they did against San Francisco. Came back to win. There's a toss. Intercepted again. Howard has one.
Yeah.
My gosh, it's Xavier Howard.
One-handed intercept. Just incredible.
Again, running for his life.
Mahomes.
Got it away. Incomplete.
He's fantastic, Patrick Mahomes, isn't he? He's another guy that I think a lot of Australians have heard of. What's he on, a $501 million contract for 10 years? That's just our highest paid rugby league players are on, and there's only a few of them, million Aussie dollars a year, which is what, about 700,000 US dollars. Mahomes is on like 50 million US a year. Absolutely incredible. He's another way. He's the new Tom Brady, isn't he? Patrick Mahomes, absolutely fantastic. And seems like a very down-to-earth sort of lad too. Oh, no. You see, even in the old days, they still possessed a lot of good skill, didn't they? Probably like any sports in the old days, I think we've come a long way with training and, you know, sports academies and all that. But even back in, this is probably back in the 80s, guys, they still had some skill, didn't they? Look at this. Nice work.
3rd down and 8. Watson pass downfield, and what a catch. Oh, God. DeAndre Hopkins. Oh.
On 3rd down.
That was the Texans, Houston Texans. I thought it was the Seahawks.
McCown for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
Look at this. This Cooks here, number 10, he's thinking this ball gets over him, I've got a touchdown. But have a look at the defender. I'm not sure. That's probably a wide receiver, number 10. I don't know what you call the guy who hangs with the wide receivers in defence. I don't know I don't know a lot of the positional names, but he's like a defending wide receiver, if that's such a thing.
Josh Norman.
Oh. What would have happened if number 10 grabbed that ball, and he nearly did, grab that ball out of his hand? Would that have still been a touchdown? I think it would have been. So you can see there he went for the ball. If he got that ball back, maybe it would have still been a touchdown. Heavy landing there, flat on his back. That's got to take the wind out of you. We got Washington again here, I think, is it?
And he throws Beckham.
Oh, no.
A diving catch. What a catch.
Beckham Jr. again. I should have known. New York Jets and the Washington football team. I know him as the Redskins. Washington, look at that. Beckham Jr. He's a freak.
Odell Beckham Jr. for Giants touchdown.
Career in the regular season until now. Ball batted in the air, and Polamalu almost got there. But the Steelers think they have it.
Oh, I thought that ball hit the ground then.
That was off the fingertips of L.J. Smith.
Does the ball
and off
hit the
a
ground?
vicious hit. It was batted in the air.
Double reverse.
Looks like he got his arm under it. Well done.
Here is Reggie Bush on the double reverse inside the 10. Dives in. And no signal
that's
given yet.
ridiculous. I knew that was coming. Just the speed he was going. You knew that was coming, but I didn't know he was going to go bloody 10 metres in the air or whatever. That was like a long jump crossed with a high jump. That was incredible. I could see it coming.
And a flag is down in the end zone.
Backer on it. Young comes out of there.
Here's the ball.
Steve Young. And Steve Young still going. Young cuts back. Young touchdown.
Nearly tripped over his own feet then. Nearly didn't score.
It's the protection when you make that
Brady.
Call. 2nd and 10. Good explanation. Edelman. And he...
Yeah. I used to love watching with the Patriots, Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, and Rob Gronkowski. How good were those three together, guys? Unbelievable. That Julian Edelman, might do a reaction to him. He was a wide receiver for the Patriots and absolutely incredible. He was just, not the biggest guy in the world, but I'll tell you what, he was tough as nails.
Dives to the pylon.
He was one of my favourite players, Edelman.
Stone.
Room to run. Can he make it in time to the end zone? Diving in, and Heineke has a Washington touchdown.
See, got the ball across the line, and that's all you need to do in this game. As I said, in rugby league, you've got to get the ball on the ground before you hit the ground. So makes it a bit harder. I don't know. I like the idea of actually having to ground the ball. Makes it work a bit harder for your touchdown or your try. Rightio, that was it, guys. That was the end of the thing. We'll get rid of that. Here we go. We're back. Anyway, just incredible plays, just freakish plays, isn't there? And I know every game you have 2 or 3 of those types of plays. But for me, I've got to be honest, the game goes for 3 hours with ads and all that type of stuff. I love watching the highlights like this. It's a fantastic game. The players in there specialise in their positions, whereas in rugby, you've got to be the jack of all trades. You've got to be able to tackle. You've got a defensive team, an offensive team, and then you've got a special squad or special team, okay, in thing. And you've got about 3 different teams to play one game, whereas in rugby, rugby league, you got 13 on the field. Rugby union, you got 15 on the field. But basically, you're on there, and most of the players run on, and they play 80 minutes non-stop, and they've got to tackle, kick, bloody run with the ball, do a bit of everything. But that's why these guys are so good. Wide receivers, they don't train to be offensive linesmen and all that. They just practice their position, and that's why they're so good at it. It is fantastic. If you like this, bloody give it a thumbs up. Let me know. Or if you're over in America and you know there's a really good YouTube clip out there on the NFL and you want me to react to it, bloody put it down in the comments in the link or whatever, guys, and I'll have a look at it. And if I think it'll make a really good reaction video, I'll do it. There's a lot of Americans out there reacting to rugby and Aussie rules and Australian type sports that you don't play over in America. There's not a lot of Aussies reacting to American stuff because we get to see it all the time here, But, I'm not going to sit there and react to rugby league and that because I watch it all the time. But I love react. If there's another American sport, ice hockey or something like that, now, they are maniacs, the people who play ice hockey. But if you've got a really good NFL clip that you want me to react to, put it down in the thing. I'll have a look at it and I might do a reaction to it. Anyway, hope you're well wherever you are watching. Be good to each other. Bloody stay healthy. And I'll catch you next time, for another reaction. See ya.